On December 31st, 1975, a bond like no other was formed. I was Grandma's eighth grandchild and the last to be born. I was the baby of the family, and who knew that I'd be Grandma's favorite? It's no secret, all the other grandchildren will admit it. The special bond got stronger as the years went on. This was because Mom became a single mom having to raise two children on her own. Grandma stepped in and pretty much raised me till high school. My grandmother lived at 245 Baltic Street in Brooklyn, New York. It's in this apartment where I spent many days, nights, and holidays absorbing the ways my grandmother lived. In 1997, I graduated college, and my world started to change. It was now time for me to repay Grandma for everything she had done. I spent the summer taking care of her. She suffered a stroke, and things would never be the same. As the years went on, I felt the bond starting to break. Physically, my grandmother was in this world, but mentally, I watched her disappear. On July 29, 2003, my grandmother's body gave up fighting, and she went to eternal rest. This is the day I realized my grandmother would never see me get married or raise a family. The end of this story is the eulogy I gave at my grandmother's funeral, except this time, after at least 10 takes, I could finally read it without crying. Whether you knew this amazing woman as mom, sister, Aunt Millie, grandma, or friend, we are all blessed to have had her touch our lives in one way or another. My grandmother may have lived a simple and joyful life on the outside, but on the inside she suffered every day due to the fact that she lost the love of her life early in hers. Today we bid farewell to my grandmother, who will hopefully be reunited with my grandfather in heaven, a day which she has always wanted. On Tuesday morning, when I received the call from my mom that Grandma had passed, I felt a piece of my heart die with her. This is the day I have dreaded my whole life. For those in church today who knew me when I was a child, you know that Millie and Camille were inseparable. We went and did everything together, from school to doctors to church and everything in between. Back then it wasn't by my choice, and I used to feel I was stuck with my grandmother. But I learned a long time ago that being stuck with your grandmother is definitely not the worst thing in the world, but the greatest gift my mother could have ever given me. So I say thank you to you, Mom. Many of these inseparable hours were filled with the time I spent with my grandmother and her sisters, who taught me about life and this huge family that I'm a part of. I would see everyone's picture from fridge to fridge to fridge, depending on which house we played cards or Pekino at. Each of them gave me something that made me who I am. Maybe I get my sewing urges from Aunt Angie, my love for cheese because that was my snack after CCD at Aunt Conchetta's house. I know I got the nickname Pixie from Aunt Rosie, and the taste for tea biscuits from Aunt Josie, who always had them in a tin. Aunt Carrie and Uncle Phil, you show me love as if I were your own grandchild. And Grandma, what else could I say? But you gave me everything. My grandma was old-fashioned, but without old-fashioned, there'd be no new fashion. I will take the life lessons and love that I learned from my grandmother and pass them along to my children and give praise about this little woman named Grandma who taught me everything. You will be missed more than you will ever know, but never forgotten. You live inside me forever. I love you.